Hey everybody, it's Mark again. As you know, I just recently had many split units installed. The first HVAC installer ghosted me, quoted me a price, never did come out. I contacted him, but he didn't come out. But I prepared, I started preparing to get these mini split units back in February. And my old boss, he talked to an HVAC installer around here, and is a good friend of my old boss. And the HVAC installer told him that most service calls that they do on these mini split units got to do with the motherboard being fried, and it's because people did not use surge protectors. Even the two HVAC guys that came out to my house always hardwired these things into the breaker boxes. They never used surge protectors. Well, I told them that I wanted surge protectors used. So this video is to complain about a store that I purchased these things from. I ordered these back in February, all right? One unit, I ordered a 4-pack. One unit I gave to the folks that installed these things so they can, because they never installed them before. And they told me, Mark, I've been installing them for 3 years, never had a problem. And the reason why I told you in the first place is why I hired a HVAC installer. My old boss was going to install them for me, but all the warranties on the mini split units say null and void unless installed by a certified HVAC installer. My old boss is not a certified HVAC installer, so that's why I paid the extra money. And that's why I paid the extra money for these things, because of my luck. I guarantee you, if something can go wrong, it was with me. I've got the crappiest luck out there. So anyway, two of these things were working. The last system that they were installing, it worked great. And then throughout the night, this thing kept going off. And so I thought it was the unit itself. Well, I called these HVAC installers back, and they did testings on the wire. These are 30 amp breakers that I have installed, and every one of the units at 80 degrees Fahrenheit were only drawing 5 amps. So it's not the units, not the wiring, it's this thing. So I contacted these folks and said, look, it took me a while to have the certified HVAC installers installed. One unit is bad. Please send me another unit. And I contacted them on the 7th of April. And it's now the 17th, 18th of April. 16th of April, sorry. And normally, when you contact somebody on eBay, they get right back to you. Well, they didn't get back to me. And I contacted them again, saying, please get back to me. And they never got back to me. And I contacted them last night, saying, look, please get back to me. And I went to order another one of these things from the same store, and they blocked me. So I ended up ordering another one from a different store, but I want to show you what I ordered. This says Pikeman's Installation Solution. This is what I ordered. This is how much I paid for This is what I got in. It does not say Pikeman's installation solution. This and this is different. So anyway, I was talking to my boss and he today, and he told me that there should be on the back of this unit a voltage selector. He said because all wiring, no matter what it is, will fluctuate a little bit. And so he said it should go from like 210 to 250 or 190 to 250. I forget what he said. But there's nothing on this that has a voltage selector. And I opened this thing up thinking there was a fuse in here. Maybe the fuse was bad. When you take this apart, everything is soldered into the motherboard. There's an actual motherboard in this, but these things are $20 versus a HVAC unit, which is minimum $500. So it's cheaper to replace these than the mini split unit itself. But anyway, I contacted eBay. And they told me, well, I'm sorry, Mark, but because you ordered these things back in February, our policy is a 30-day. It's been over 30 days. And the reason why it's been over 30 days is because the first HVAC installer that I had come out here told me he would be here on the 1st of March, and he never did show up. And I kept messaging him, and he told me he was supposed to be here on a Saturday. He told me Friday evening, sorry, Mark, I ain't gonna be able to come out Saturday, but I might be able to come out throughout the week after work. And I told him, as long as you could do it Monday and Tuesday, because Wednesday I have a doctor's appointment, then I'm going to be gone for a week, and after a week I'll be back. And anyway, over a month contacting this guy and him not replying to me, I chose to get somebody else. And so, which I'm glad I did, because they were a lot cheaper than he was. But, and they know how to communicate, which he don't. And I'm not going to mention his name. But anyway, do not order from these folks. Best Connection. My boss ordered from them, and they got the ones that say Pikeman's installation solution on them. I didn't. This is a different unit. There were no storms last night. This is in power off mode. This is in power off mode. I got this to go to regular installation mode. This is in power off mode. Once it goes to power off mode, you might be able to get it to safety cycle, which is what it's supposed to go to, but more than likely not. Do not buy this kind. There's no, it's $62 wasted. And it doesn't say Pikeman's on it. And it should say, because that's what the pictures of what I ordered says. It's in power off mode. When you unplug this thing and plug it back in, it should automatically go into the safety cycle mode, which from there it takes 4 minutes to come back on. Do you see it? It went from the safety cycle mode immediately back to the power off mode. Do you see that? I'm going to do it again. Well, that time it went to the power off mode. Do you see that? There's something that is fried in here, and that's why you need the kind that have the the selector on them. So we've been at my boss's house that he put these minute split units in for 15 minutes or so, using my surge protectors, and they're working here. Why do they not work at my house? I don't understand that. So I had my old boss, Charlie's wife, ordered me a couple of these off of Amazon. And he had one, extra one, so he gave it to me, and when the other ones get in, I'll get one more. But I want to use this one to plug into my unit that goes to my bedroom. And then, because these things were working at his place, I want to see if they'll work at my place again. But this one has got an on and off switch on it right here. And then on the back, it's got this voltage selector that goes from 170 to 197. And he told me he always screws this thing to the left, which would be 197. And you can adjust it from there. But the top outlet is for this, and this won't plug into that top outlet unless I turn it around. So with the power off, and the power is off, you take the cover off, you undo the screws, you twist that thing around, and you put it all back together. Like I said, it has an on and off switch. It's on. Now I should be able to plug in, and it works. But the problem is the cable. This is installed wrong, so I have to redo that, because this is in the way of that plug. I have nothing plugged in. And when I turn on the power for these units, before, when I turn on the power, it automatically went to red. So maybe we're getting somewhere. So I got the one that goes to my bedroom plugged over here now, where it was the top middle one. And the two going to my living room are plugged into those two. And so far they're staying on. So anyway, they're working again. And I'll feel better once I get the other two units that have the slide in the back. And people ask, well, Mark, why do you bother? I've got the worst luck ever. I told you this before. And I'm going to give you some examples. I went to Oklahoma State Farrier School in 2006. In about 2007, PETA complained about slaughtering horses. It wasn't the kills factories, it was the truck driver delivering the horses. They used to cram a crap load of horses into each trailer, and PETA didn't think it was right. So they shut down the kills factories. And when they shut down the kills factories, that caused horse prices to drop. You could go out today and see horses in the field that are not being taken care of, that are being neglected, that are being starved. And prior to them shutting down the kills factories, people were paying farriers and bets because the horse prices were. I know people that used to make a living off of buying and selling horses. That's one example. Second example, prior to me shoeing horses, after I retired from the military, the only job I could get was a set team member for Walmart, where for 10 plus years, these set team members would go around installing new Walmarts with their product. Anderson provides all the videos, all the movies, books, and music for Walmart being their main customer. They provide it for other people. But I started working as a set team member in May of 2004. By February 2005, they did away with the set team members. That was the second example. Third example, I got a job working for my boss. I was a contractor for Hughes Internet. Prior to me being him hiring me, he had a place in Little Rock, Arkansas for over 10 years that he had a contract with. He was a subcontractor for them. I was a subcontractor for him. They would get him the jobs, and he would pass the jobs along to his installers. Less than 2 years later, that company, they decided that they also wanted to install Exceed Internet. Exceed Internet is Hughes Internet's competition, and Hughes told them, if you get a contract with Exceed, we're dropping our contract. Well, they did, and they dropped their contract with Hughes, so my boss had to find another contract where he got a contract out of Texas, and it cost him more money to ship product to his house. So anyway, third example. Fourth example, and this is the last example I'm going to give you. My boss's son, you ever heard of Bitcoin? My boss's son invested like $2,000, I don't know, maybe it's $1,200 in Bitcoin. It was a type of Bitcoin. It was Dogecoin. His investment raised to over $70,000. And he was telling me about this. So I'm like, and my boss, he invested some money, not as much as his son, but he invested enough money where he got a brand new barbecue grill, got his tractor fixed, and they were telling me about this. So I invested $100. Within just 2 weeks of me investing this $100, the currency for Bitcoin plummeted. I kept telling my boss's son he needs to cash all that money out. And he's like, no, I'm going to let it rise. And the currency for Bitcoin plummeted because China, I believe it was China, refused to take Bitcoin currency. When it comes to finances, me trying to get ahead in life, do not ever, ever suggest to me, Mark, I'm making a killing selling this. You ought to invest some money in it. I guarantee you, I'll give you one last example. There's a product where it used to be, it's called Nutrilife. And people were making money off of Nutrilife. And so I invested like $3,500 in Nutrilife. Shortly after that, Nutrilife was sued, and the people that were making money lost money. And anyway, when it comes to me trying to become wealthy, I lose every time. I have to accept that I will be. I'm not poor by no means, but I'm never going to be rich. and my luck sucks. And so that's why I'm telling you all this. If you have luck like mine, you need to install these surge protectors and make sure you get the right surge protectors in the system. And the people that I bought these surge protectors off of, they ghosted me because I asked them to replace the one that was bad or give me. I wasn't asking for a full refund. I bought 4. I was asking for 25% refund, and they ghosted me and they blocked me from purchasing anything else. So this is for you folks, and you deserve every non-purchase that you get.